Welcome back, adventurers, to Let's Play Steins. In the last episode, after careful consideration, or perhaps none at all, Okabe Rintaro asked Daru to hack into the database of none other than SERN, which is the European research organization developing particle physics and whatnot, and were also apparently responsible for the creation of the internet, mostly the World Wide Web. In addition, Rintaro had a rather lengthy discussion with none other than Suzuha Amane, the part-time worker of the Brawn Tube workshop, and let me tell you what a lengthy conversation that was. But she seemed to learn something important about the IBM 5100, specifically the ability to read a certain proprietary programming language which is unique only to the IBM 5100, something that even at the time of its manufacture nobody knew about until the real-life John Titor, or Titor, whatever your pronunciation is, decided to give that information out to the public, in which the developers of the IBM 5100 basically had to say that yes, it was certainly capable of reading that IBM proprietary language. Meanwhile, we're back on our channel again, and we have another lengthy text from none other than the new John Titor, the John Titor of Steins. Life in 2036 is very different from what it is today. Most people live on farms, growing their own food. All forms of commerce and communication are restricted. There's no travel, no internet, no railroad even. Most people never see another town, let alone a city. Science continues to advance, of course, but the vast majority of people do not benefit from that progress. Technology only belongs to those chosen by CERN and the Committee of 300. It sounds rather ominous. It's very peaceful, at least on the surface. There's none of the conflict you see in this era. So there's no open warfare, but essentially it is a totalitarian, dystopian regime, dictatorship, basically. How is there no war? Did CERN resolve the situation in the Middle East? Probably not. I don't think dystopias are particularly the same as world peace, but to each his own. And more anonymous spam. The world in 2036 is governed by CERN. All nations, even America, have disbanded their armies. To put it simply, civilization has returned to an 18th century level of technology and exists under a communist system of government, except now that system works flawlessly. Right now you should be asking yourselves, how is that possible? How does a system of government that collapsed in the 20th century exist without any discontent? The answer to that question is the reason I'm here. Yes, I'm a terrorist. There are others like me who fight against CERN. We think of ourselves as the resistance, but there is no denying our actions are a kind of terrorism. It is rather dramatic, if I do say so myself. More information, well, people wanting to know more about the many worlds interpretation, aka the world lines, of which the 2036 eventuality is one. And more anonymous spam. This is getting rather old, rather tedious. And one from us, Hoi and Kioma, responding to this spam in question. That would make you no better than Titor. If you're willing to face the consequences, then go right ahead. Titor, question. Did World War III take place as scheduled? Why did you come to this particular time? Did you find a IBM 5100? And more anonymous spam, which is rather ridiculous. Though someone is bringing up the IBM rumor in Akaba, And another message from Titor. As I've already explained, my goal in this time is to change the future. I'm posting here to warn you of what's going to happen. Perhaps convergence will render my efforts meaningless, but even if one person pays attention, that is enough. And something here. World War III. Is that something I said on a different timeline? I would like to talk to you in private. Please email me when you have the time. Of course, if anyone else would also like to email me, feel free. Serious inquiries only, please. All I've been getting is hate mail, and here is my email address. Which is fair enough. 20 hours have passed since Daru started hacking. That is a long time. Night gives way to a refreshing summer morning, and it is the 31st of July. Glance at Daru while browsing @channel on my phone. He's fidgeting even more now. Now his legs are like pistons. His knees move up and down in harmony with a rat-a-tat of his keyboard. Daru hasn't slept in about 40 hours, but he still won't get off the computer. Just goes to show how long hacking can actually take. I was going to ask him if he'd like to take a break, but his entire body is exuding an aura that says, "Don't talk to me." I curl up a bit and return to my phone. My discussions with John Titor aren't making sense. Not even Titor himself seems to know about the Titor from 10 years ago, which is an interesting curiosity. It's hard to imagine everyone on that channel was conspiring against me, but how else can I explain it? Out of options, I decided to email Titor directly, just as he told me to. He audaciously exposed his own email address on that channel. I guess that's his way of saying, bring it on. So now we can actually communicate with Titor directly. In my email, I question the differences between his posts now and his posts 10 years ago. The current Titor hasn't even acknowledged the latter. I only vaguely remember them, but they basically went like this. In 2015, World War III breaks out. Many people die. This eventuality never happened. Never happened whatsoever. In the same vein as the 2015 and Back to the Future 2, predicted in Back to the Future 2, also never happened. Which just goes to show you that the future is what it is. In 2036, the world is a nuclear wasteland, contaminated from nuclear warfare. That remains to be seen, although I doubt it will actually occur. John Titor travels to 1975 to obtain an IBM 5100. The IBM 5100 was necessary to revive technology lost in World War III. Hard to imagine, seeing how it's a rather antiquated computer, but so be it. The IBM has a hidden function, the ability to read IBM's proprietary computer language, which predates ABL and BASIC. But only certain IBM engineers were aware of this fact, so it does not appear in the manual. In 1998, Titor meets his younger self and his parents in America. John Titor was a soldier who volunteered for this mission before becoming a time traveler, and John Titor is apparently an American. Furthermore, in 2000, Titor correctly predicted the outcomes of certain future events, but not others. As I should mention, and as the John Titor wiki will point out, the John Titor of our reality is nothing more than a, somewhat of a hoax. The Peruvian earthquake in 2001, the election of a new pope, the outbreak of the Iraq War, China's advances in space, and so on and so forth. Though we only talked vaguely about each one, they all came true. On the other hand, other predictions went unfulfilled. For example, the Y2K bug, which never happened. I actually remember that, by the way, which is actually rather interesting, when the year 1999 became the year 2000, and everyone believed that due to the fact that clocks weren't programmed to go into 2000, as I will bring up here, that the computers would assume that the year was 1900 instead of 2000. And a lot of people believed that various computers in military, financial and government sectors might malfunction and cause worldwide catastrophe. But of course, the Y2K problem never happened whatsoever. Also, the other predictions by the real-life John Titor, civil war in America, the cancellation of the Beijing Olympics, the inauguration of America's first female president in 2009, never happened. There's more, but let's leave this aside for now. I'm going to ask him why those predictions didn't come true. First of all, they were most likely indeed predictions rather than actual statements of real-life events. But going by the world line possibility, it could also be said that by telling people certain information, you actually have the inability of changing the outcome of certain events. We'll scroll down. Let's send the message. Message sent. Hopefully we get a response. If you can't answer to my satisfaction, then the current Titor is an imposter. I'm pretty sure they're two different people there, Rintaro. This is your litmus test, John Titor. So what are your true colors? And all aboard the doo-doo-doo train, it's Mayuri. Ready to greet us with her trademark happy smile once again, and her cheery atmosphere. Looks like she's forgiven us for experimenting on her food. She's back to her usual smiley self. As I'd like to say, a happy Mayuri is a great Mayuri. Kudos for the goodies. Goodies are always appreciative, especially for late night. Good job indeed. Though to be accurate, it wasn't 2 nights in a row. I took an afternoon nap yesterday, but details. Mayuri starts fishing through her convenience store bag. And then she takes out... canned Odin. What is canned Odin? It's basically a canned meal. Well, what were you expecting? It's still warm when she gives it to me, which is always delicious. I open it right away and eat the beef. It's got beef and tofu and other stuff in it. Mayuri and I have been together for a long time, so she knows what I like. And when it comes to canned Odin, beef is where it's at. That's actually probably a very good price. Probably should have been doing that from the very start instead of just buying bananas and chicken. That is rather unfortunate. unfortunate for poor Mayuri.
バナナや唐揚げはマユシーが大好きだから今後も続けます。
You keep doing that. And Rintaro is defeated. You'll get fat if you only eat frozen foods, but that threat's not very effective against Mayuri, so I hold my tongue. High metabolism prevents her from getting fat no matter how much she eats.
あとね、他にもあるよ。はい、じゃーん。
Ta-da! Next, he produces a small box with a writing illustration.
ライネットソーセージ。あのね、おまけでウーパのボトルキャップがついてくるんだ。すごく欲しかったから買っちゃった。
So they make rhinate sausages now. Guess the craze is everywhere. She sticks out her tongue with a shy giggle. Something tells me that in a few months' time, this lab will be neck deep in Oopa goods. There are only a few things right now, like the cushion on the sofa, but that number is sure to grow exponentially.
で、ダルくんはどう？
Daru-kun is starting to get to the end of his rope.
少しぐらい休んでもらった方
In
がいい
the midst
ん
of
だ
a
な。
hard fight, according to
なんかぶっ通しでなんとか
Rintaro.
しろとは一言も言ってないんだから。
Probably needs to take a break at some point, and we've got mail. Apparently this is from Suzuha, a first email. Thanks for exchanging addresses with me yesterday. Finally made a friend here. Don't worry, I won't email you too much, and I might be kind of slow to reply. Still kind of new at this email thing. We respond to exchanging emails. That was an exchange. You took it by force. I had no choice but to surrender. We reply to here. Where were you living before? That was a rather short response. Haven't used cell phones much? Might reply to that one. Just a quick response in this case. I'm pretty sure responding to Suzuha doesn't really affect anything in the
ダルくんの
slightest.
スーパーハッカー魂がメラメラバーニングしちゃったんだね。
And now Mayuri is calling Daru Super Hacker, hacker with an A, which is sure to,
ハッカーって言わないように。
as I thought, sure to get on his nerves. An empty Diet Cola bottle comes whistling through the air. Doink. Hits my head with a nice thunk.
ピリピリしてる。
Yes, he is. Should probably leave him alone for the time being. Mayuri and I evacuate to a corner of the lounge and quietly eat the odor.
でもハッキングって悪いことなんだよね。マユシーはね、二人にそういうことしてほしくないな。
And Mayuri is understandably upset and worried about the well-being of Rintaro and Daru.
ダルのスーパーハッカーじゃなくてハッカーとしての腕前使わなければ宝の持ち腐れだ。
And of course I should mention that it would be bad for us if CERN actually found out that we were hacking into them. It looks like other hackers hijacked them back in 2008. We found news articles about it online. That means even the inventors of the World Wide Web have holes in their security. With his skills, Daru should have no trouble getting through.
それにこれはセルンの悪事を暴くため世界を陰で支配する巨大な闇との戦いなのだよ。
That would be the case if, and if it was, that would actually prove the current John Titor's statements about CERN in
悪いこ
2036.
とは悪いことだよ。
I have no response to that. That's unusual. Mayuri usually just accepts what I say. Well, I admit we are doing a bad thing. But there is no way we can stop now. I need to change the subject.
マユリよ、さつま揚げをやるから牛すじをくれないか。
それならうずら卵がいいな。
You would make an excellent haggler there,
ふざ
Mayuri.
けるな。俺は牛すじの次にうずら卵が好きなのだ。
So Rintaro likes beef and quail eggs in his Odin. Good to
マユ
know.
シンもうずら卵好きだもん。
Fortunately, Mayuri likes quail eggs as well.
ちくわで手を打ってくれ。
It's probably a vegetable. I may be wrong about that.
わかったよ。さつま揚げよりはちくわだもんね。
And it appears that Mayuri and Rintaro has reached an agreement. But that's it, I skewer the chikuwa and put it in Mayuri's can. And I get a beef in return. Subject change complete. Mayuri really eats up conversations about food. That is a really atrocious pun there you made, but not entirely unclever. It's so easy to manipulate her. Mwahaha.
もうすぐなんだよ。SQL のテーブル一覧さえ手に入れればパスワード特定余裕なんだよ。うへへへへ。僕をなめんな。
And it appears that Daru was about to enter the next dimension. Daru started talking to himself. Appears things are finally falling into place. Daru really is a super hacker. I think this is the first time I've seen him serious. Daru bends himself forward, staring holes into the screen. But all I see on the screen are the same string of numbers and letters. As you can see there, he is trying to get into the database and see what passwords he can get a hold of.
おほ、来た来た来た。いいよいいよ。ほら観念して俺の前に全部晒しやがれっつうの。すっぱだかにされてる気分はどうだよ。ひゃっ
His eyes are bloodshot and he started rambling. So basically, Daru has basically switched into his own form of Houi Kiyoma mode. Maybe the lack of sleep is getting to him. Daru opens up a new window, types in a 12-character string and slams the enter key. An error sound rings. He quickly deletes the string and enters in a new one. He keeps repeating that sequence until finally...
おお、来た来た。ID とパス一致。ひょっほー。ログイン完了だゴラ。死ねえ、なめんな。Yes, yes, yes.
And as you can see, login success. He's managed to find the password of someone by the name of Jack, probably someone working for SERN, as you can see. But we're in. We now have access to SERN.
誰？やったのか？
The smug bastard turns around with an expression of immense satisfaction, as if he's gone into la petite mort.
ミッションコンプリート。
本
Couldn't
当
have
か？
put it better myself.
わあ、すごいね。よくわかんないけど。
That would actually probably be for the best, Mayuri. After 20 hours of agony, it's finally over. To show Daru my appreciation, I tossed him an unopened Odin can.
仕事の後のおでん缶って最高すぎだろう。
And Daru seems finally appreciative with Rintaro about something for once.
やはりお前は世界最高のスーパーハッカー。
ハッカーな。
Yeah, get it
ハッ
right.
カーだ。お前が敵でなくてよかった。それで
Good thing
世
too.
界滅亡計画の証拠は見つかったか？
Well, we only just
Yeah.
got in.
まだ見てねっつの。つながっただけ。
It's gonna be a long road ahead from this point.
ここまで来ればあとは楽だけどな。
Supposedly the hard part is over
なら
now.
ば疲れているところ悪いが早速調べてくれ。きっとあるはずなのだ。陰謀の影が。
Who knows? Maybe there will be some form of hidden information in the CERN network.
はいはいやりますよ。でもその前におでん缶食わせろ。
And Daru is understandably hungry. After a short meal break, Daru taps on the keyboard once more nimbly than before.
手に入れたパスがセルンの誰のものなのかってのが問題なんだよな。
Yes, indeed. That is the another $64 billion
どう
question.
いうこと？
セルンのデータベースに入ってデータのテーブル一覧をゲットしたんよ。そっから11111111とか ABCDEFGH みたいな簡単なパスワードを使ってる関係者に的を絞って ID 手に入れたわけ。
So basically, in layman's terms, Daru uses hacking skills to get into a certain account. The problem is we don't know what kind of access that account has.
その ID の持ち主がサーバー管理者だったら最高なんだけど、さすがにそこまで運は良くないと思われ。
I think getting something like that would essentially be equivalent of either finding gold at the end of the rainbow or finding four-leaf clover. But we're not that
日
lucky.
本語で OK だよ。
And Mayuri seems to have some modicum of at-channel etiquette
右側
herself,
軸
as does Rintaro.
要するにセルンのサーバー管理者のパスだったならセルンの全身を舐め回すように弛緩しまくりだけど、そうじゃない普通の研究員か何かならおっぱいしか見せてもらえない的な。
Rather atrocious metaphor, but then again we are talking about Daru here. But basically,
ダルクエッチだね。
エロい例えをするな。つまり見られる情報が限定されてしまうということだろう。
so basically, depending on the access that we have, we're limited to what we can actually use and what we
そう
can
いう
see.
こと。サーバー管理者を特定してパスをゲットするのも時間の問題だけど、それはまた今度にするわ。さすがに眠くてあんま頭が働かん。
Well, the first hurdle into hacking CERN has been achieved. It would be cruel to push Daru any further. It's unfortunate, but overworking him isn't an option. Let him rest so he can regain his energy.
お、
Stage 1
どうやら手に入
complete.
れた ID は加速器部門担当者のものらしいよ。
So this access belongs to an accelerator division chief. So basically we've got somebody who's not particularly high on the ranking scale, but not low either. This person does have some modicum of
サーバ
access.
ー管理者じゃないのか。
Close but no cigar, unfortunately.
一発で当てるなんて奇跡でも起きない限り無理だっつうの。セルに何人の関係者がいると思ってる。
何
6000人以上。
That is a lot of people. But the fact that we actually managed to get a division chief from 6,000 people, from over 6,000 people, is actually quite impressive. So we didn't hit the
まあ
jackpot,
とり
but
あえ
I
ず
think we got
この
third
加速器部
place.
門担当者の名前はジャックさんのメールのログをちょろっと覗かせてもらおうよ。
It's probably a good idea. And if anything, we might find something about the Large Hadron Collider.
うわわまゆしは頭が痛くなってきました。
Yeah, and it would make sense that all the CERN emails are in English, which, this being a Japanese game originally, and this being Japan, makes it a little bit tedious. Although Rintaro seems to scoff at the fact that everything is in English,
ダルよ
even though he probably can't
な
read
ん
it
と書いてあ
either.
るのだ。
翻訳しないと。
Yep, hooray for
エ
Google
キサイト先生にご
Translate.
登場願え。
I actually don't know what Dr. Excite is. Oh, it's a translation site. I would use Google Translate
そんな
myself.
めんどいことしてらんねえっつの。
Though Daru's apparently got translation software of his own. And of course, translation is usually never perfect, so... First
新
line
年
says
の挨
Happy
拶
New
みたいっす
Year.
な。バカンスでスペイン行くとか裏山。
So, typical email, nothing out of the
こう
ordinary.
いうログを漁っていけば そのうちサーバー管理者も特定できるのだぜ。
If you can do that, you can actually find more pertinent information about CERN's possible activities.
他人のメールを勝手に見るのってすごくごめんなさいって気持ちになる。
I really do feel for Mayuri at this point. Poor innocent soul. Mayuri gets depressed and moves away from the computer. Poor Mayuri. She sits on the sofa and hugs her giant upa cushion with a sigh. I know we're doing something socially unacceptable, however...
俺はとっくに悪の道に踏み込んだのに何の良心の呵責も感じないのだ。
Didn't you choose the path of chaos?
責任は全てこの俺が取る。ダルやマユリに罪をかぶせるつもりはない。
Be careful what you promise there, Rintaro.
うほ、僕オカリンになら掘られてもいい。
それはお断りだ。というわけでダルよ、心置きなく覗き見るのだ。
Well, it depends if Jack has anything pertinent in his emails or anything important.
オカリンって悪いんだ。マユシーは悲しいです。
And he's now Mayuri is rather upset at Rintaro. But Rintaro is throwing caution to the wind. Upon further examination, we discover several emails with the title Experiment Report. In English, naturally. Looks like he sends emails about these almost daily.
LHC の実験レポートか。タイムマシンのヒントが得られるかもしれん。開いてみるべきだろう。
That's actually a bit of a stretch. I don't think there will be anything about time machines hidden in reports of the Large Hadron Collider or
これ見たら確実に
something
ヤバそう
along
だけ
those
どな。
lines. Yes, indeed. Hacking is a crime. That's what his lips say, but his hand still clicks on the email. What comes up is an unintelligible series of
こ
symbols.
れ暗号化されてる。
So apparently these emails are all encrypted. It's
さすが
with
に簡単にはいかないか。
Nope,
ま、
it's
こ
never
の程
that
度の暗号を解くのはへでもないがな。
But Daru seems to think it's a piece of cake, so we'll let him do his business. He's certainly a genius of his own accord. Daru undoes the security in less than 10 minutes. The real-time sync is deciphering the crappy machine translation, the budget Google Translate.
訳すると、Hi, Paul.
I think that's supposed to be Paul. Again, that's translation, but I digress.
そういう演技は無用だ。
サイですか。今日付の実験データをサーバーにアップしておいた。LHC の調子は良好だ。あくまで LHC はだが。
So it's basically a report about the LHC.
こいつはまるで猫みたいに気まぐれだが、ここ1ヶ月ほどは驚くほど素直だ。ずっとこの調子だといいんだがな。
And apparently Jack seems to enjoy anthropomorphizing the Hadron Collider the same as Daru
しかし
does.
報われない仕事だと思わないか。この子猫、大猫と言うべきか。はははははは。が稼働して9年になるが。
So apparently the collider has been in operation for 9
この
years.
人類史を塗り替える研究は一部の人間の目にしか入らないわけで。
Our research will change the course of history. Yet only a small group of people are allowed to see it.
もっとも公表されたらされたでいい晒し者になるのがオチだろうがな。
I would certainly think so. That would be one hell of a scandal. Because something's not adding
世の
up
中の
here.
連中はきっとこう言うだろうさ。今すぐロバート・ゼメキフをセルに呼んでください。そうすれば1年と経たないうちに作ってもらえるだろう。 な。
And lo and behold, another Back to the Future reference. Robert Zemeckis, who I believe is the creator and the man behind Back to the Future.
9年
Daru finishes reading. I rub my temples with my thumbs. Let's sort things out.
今のメール翻訳ミスということはないのか
Probably a few there, Rintaro, but if that 9 years is to be believed, then the Collider's been in operation far longer than CERN has officially said it's been. He's not joking like he usually does.
翻訳ソフトを信じるならミスはないんじゃね。ところどころへんてこな日本語になってるのは確かだけど。
Again, that's not really surprising.
だとしたら妙なことになる LHC が稼働を開始したのは去年の春ぐらいだったはずだだがこのメールでは9年前から稼働していたと読み取れる
So CERN have been covering something up.
おかしいな。
It's certainly an oddity, but nothing too conspicuous. The email send date is this year, 2010, so apparently the LHC has been in operation since 2001. John Titor posted this on our channel yesterday. The only other thing I can say is that you must not believe their lies. This is in regard to CERN. They've already succeeded at creating micro black holes. So basically, while they were working on the LHC, they were doing something else. The question is, what? If you read between the lines of this email, it sounds like they're doing some sort of secret experiment. Also, Robert Zemeckis is a super famous Hollywood movie director. Again, the man behind Back to the Future. As he said, it is rather ominous. Apparently CERN is hiding a major secret from the world, possibly related to time travel, though nothing set in
もっと調
stone.
べてくれタイムマシン研究の痕跡を探すんだ
マジでか。
I don't know if Daru is questioning my order or the possibility that CERN might be researching time travel, or perhaps maybe the fact that he's actually rather exhausted. Either way, he begins tapping on the keyboard again.
どのメールにもタイムマシンって単語は出てこないけど。
No surprises there, they wouldn't
Z
obviously
プログラムって
label...
単語がこの数ヶ月で100箇所以上も使われてる。
Now that is interesting. The phrase Z program has been used multiple
今
times.
LHC を使ってやってる実験のことじゃね？
It's certainly a
その具
possibility.
体的な内容はブラックホールの生成実験か
どっかに資料は。お、見つけた。
Apparently Daru has found a document related to the said Z program. Daru opens a PDF attachment.
ほほう。なんかこれフランスとイギリスとオランダのトップシークレット扱いっぽい。
Top secret information from France, England, and Holland.
国家最高機密
セルンは国家機関じゃないはずなのに、なんでだろう。
Yet they are keeping something.
つうか国家機密ってさすがにまずいんじゃね？
I think we're already too far down the rabbit hole to turn back here, Daru.
構わん
Just
詳
saying.
細を調べろ
As the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, he who fights with monsters should see that he himself does not become a monster. For when you gaze long into the abyss also gazes into you. Well, it appears we are about to gaze into the proverbial
バレたら
abyss.
ただじゃ済まんし。
He's right. We're not just getting a slap on the wrist if we get caught.
お前はハッキングで足がつくような無能なのか？
そうならないようにはしてる。
It's a good thing, Daru, but I think Rintaro here is missing the point.
だったら何も問題はない。
そりゃどうも。
As I just mentioned, Daru makes a slightly awkward face as he takes the file about the Z program and feeds it into the translation software.
5月14日第137次 Z プログラム実験レポート。
May 14th, 137th Z program experiment report.
なおミニブラックホール生成ミッションはすでに確立しているため報告は省く。第一に
So they've already created black holes already, according to this report. All of a sudden, Titor's prediction became a
や
reality.
はりセルンは LHC を使ったミニブラックホール生成に成功していたのだ。
That could very well be the case there,
公式に
Rintaro.
は実験はまだ成功してないって発表されてるのにな。
So clearly, SERN is actually up to something rather clandestine. This is what Titor was referring to when he posted, "Don't believe what they say.
そも
Don't
そも
believe
実
their
験の目
lies."
的は新しい素粒子反応を起こすことであってミニブラックホール生成じゃないし。
That was apparently their mission statement, to create new elementary particle reactions. Daru doesn't take his wide eyes off the
だが
monitor.
実際にはすでにミニブラックホールは生成されている。
According to the first part of that report, most
み
definitely.
たいだな。
その先には何と書いてある？
Now we get to the heart of the matter.
実験結果エラーヒューマンイズデッドミスマッチ詳細は別紙ゼリーマンズレポートナンバー14を参照。
I'll just take the text off so we can read it. You can see the confidential stamp out there. And as Daru just pointed out, and what you would have already seen just moments ago, in red text, on white paper, the outcome of the experiment, error, human is dead, mismatch. Refer to Jellyman's report number 14 of the attached paper for details. It is rather ominous words, and especially even more ominous that they're in red print. Error is dead. Human is dead. Mismatch. Rather ominous words
リ
indeed.
フターの調整および各局所は適合地点をオンラインとして確定できない限り実験は停止するべきと提案する。
Apparently, as a result, they plan on halting the experiment for the time being.
どういう意味だ？
ヒューマンイズデッドって人が死んだって意味じゃね？
So rather ominously, someone has apparently died as a result of this, whatever experiment was being conducted. That is a big cover-up. Somebody died. This isn't a joke anymore. I think we have crossed over from the abyss and plunged straight into the ninth circle of hell here. Methinks something very serious is going on here. And I think it is only going to get worse. And with that rather ominous foreshadowing, I am going to end the episode here. When we return, adventurers, we shall see what other dark, clandestine secrets are lying beneath CERN's public image. As always, I am the Dungeon Master. Until next we meet.